So I received this question quite a bit, and I thought, what better way to answer it than to make a video about it? And that question is, can everyone be hypnotized? Some already have decided that nope, not everyone can be hypnotized, or maybe you're one of those people that believe you can't be hypnotized. And so the short answer to that question is that everyone can be hypnotized. Yes, everyone. There are many different types of hypnosis. And unfortunately, what we are most commonly exposed to is stage hypnosis, that which they display in movies or you see in, Vegas shows where, or even maybe on the street, where a hypnotist is pulling people up to the stage, making them do, funny things like cluck like a chicken, bark like a dog, believe they're naked when they're fully clothed. All kinds of things can be done within stage hypnosis. However, stage hypnotists and even hypnotists that you see in videos where they're pulling people on the street, they are doing something called cherry picking. They are looking for specific body language cues, facial expressions, certain traits that tell the stage hypnotist that this person is highly suggestible. And so all of us, to an extent, are suggestible. We spend pretty much the first 8 years or so of our life in hypnotic states of mind, meaning our brain waves, when they slow down and enter what's known as theta or alpha brainwave states, it puts you into a more suggestible state where your mind just kind of absorbs whatever is being fed to it. So think back to your childhood, maybe, and maybe you want to just focus on, the positive moments. But you can see very clearly how certain things were impressed upon you, behaviors were learned, um, whether that was intentional or not. You were kind of programmed. And that is because in childhood, you are the most suggestible. But hypnosis is really just categorized as being in a state of trance. So let me ask you this. Have you ever watched a television show or a movie where you are so narrowed into that movie? You are focused, you are totally absorbed in the experience of what you are watching. So much so that you may not perceive time the same way. Time may seem to slow down. If there was a bang or a crash or somebody yelled real loud beside you or in the room somewhere, you kind of jolt. Those are traits of being in a state of hypnosis. So, yes, everyone can be hypnotized, but we all have different ways of doing hypnosis, different ways that trance looks like or feels like for us. And because we are all individuals, we are all very different, and we all have our own unique experiences in life, it might not look like it does in the movies. You might not be someone that can be hypnotized into clucking like a chicken and barking like a dog. I know I'm not, but I can be hypnotized very easily because it is a state of trance. It is the state of suggestibility, of focus, of absorption within an experience. And just to kind of sprinkle it a little bit further, because actually hypnosis really, we are being hypnotized, or there is an attempt to hypnotize us in all of the marketing content that you see, every commercial, every everything around us, really, from billboards to commercials to advertisements. It's everywhere. because they meaning people in the marketing world, they understand that we as humans are suggestible, and so they can get us to, buy their infomercial product or take a certain medication because the commercials look so lovely as they're, reading off all of the side effects of pharmaceutical medication. What do you notice? As they're reading off these side effects, they have happy music. They have beautiful images of people smiling and laughing together and sharing connection. And even though what they're saying is very negative, they create this positive environment, a positive emotion. So a lot of times those suggestions or side effects end up being absorbed by the mind. I'll save some of this for another video, but that's why it's so important to have the awareness, the mental awareness to notice where suggestions are being thrown at you, where you are in this autopilot state. And that's another thing. When we drive, when we take a shower, when we do activities where your body kind of takes over, you go into this autopilot mode, that's when we get the best ideas, right? It's actually because you're in a hypnotic state. Your brain waves start changing from beta or alertness to alpha and theta. And so that's where we that's where we go into the hypnotic state. Okay? So be aware of that so that you can, kind of stop it if there's something you don't want to absorb, something you don't want to take in. But also utilize that to your advantage so that you can focus on more positive words, pictures, images, television shows, music, all of that good stuff. The beauty is that we as human beings have the power to say, okay, I'm going to decline that suggestion. That's not for me. Rejecting that. Or, yeah, that is for me. I'm going to absorb that. I'm going to take that on. I'm going to adopt that. I'm going to dive into that, whatever that looks like or feels like for you. But as human beings, every single human, and even pets, save that for another time too. But we can all be hypnotized, all of us. And the beauty of hypnosis is that it is able to bypass the conscious mind, get into the subconscious mind, where not only can we hypnotize ourselves to do good or be hypnotized to do good, we can also use it to heal and solve problems and untie knots so that we can reach our goals, whatever they may be. So I hope this video answered some questions for you. If you do have questions about you in particular, what hypnosis can do for you, send me a message, leave a comment. I'm happy to answer any questions that arise. And I will see you on the next video.